Nice.
Hey guys, welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
Mick here. Hello. Gonna have to turn it down a bit.
Sorry if that was loud. That,
right on the edge of pain for me. That one.
No, that's. I had the boost on and I had it up loud. I just I was feeling it.
Yeah,
felt good.
We'll get into that in a second.
Okay, pick and mix. 2 amps today. We have the amazing Matchless King Cobra on loan to us from our dear friend Neville, and we have the Super Reverb.
Fender Super Reverb.
Fender Super Reverb, sorry. So, King Cobra by itself. Super Reverb. Together, Choir of Angels.
I've had to turn the Super Reverb down quite a long way.
Right.
Because, as we'll get to in a minute, what are today's pedals, Daniel?
We have the NRG Poker, which is a BC107 treble booster type affair.
I never even knew there was a BC107. Okay, we have the, what's this? FEA Photon Fuzz 2. FEA Photon Fuzz 2.
Very good. We have the ZVEX Vibrophase.
Nice. And the Fender Marine Layer Reverb.
Very good.
Now, as I was saying, I had to turn the Super down a lot because of the colossal headroom it has.
And that's just...
And the booster was just killing it. So we'll get into a bit of that now.
Sure. The classic treble booster type circuit, it's meant to go into a gainy type amplifier. So what we'll do, or pedal. So I was going to mix and match a bit.
Because it has this effect. If you stick the Super on for a minute.
Okay.
Here is the Super without the NRG. That sounds...
It's unreal! Oh my word!
Same thing with the Matchless.
It's so good.
It's pushing both of those amps into give up.
Loveliness.
There's not much that will do that with the Super, actually.
No,
it will stay relatively nice, but that's, and just for the record, the Super Reverb is on just a hair below 2, so it's
very open and clean.
Not very loud at all.
Yeah.
You know, too loud for your apartment, but not loud compared to how loud we play. Right, explain to me the controls, Daniel.
Okay, so you have the bass controls on the right and the treble controls on the left. Okay,
right.
So if you just play, and I'll take you through, because the original treble booster was just mids and treble and no bottom end. But what the new breed of treble boosters give you the ability, changes the capacitor on the output, I believe, which changes the amount of bottom end they let through. So
it's a super simple circuit.
It's very simple.
An input stage, a transistor to boost, and then with some CCTV being fitted, by the way, so we have work going on.
So if you just play that for a second, so in the with the bottom end on the right hand side, that's the most amount of bottom end. So the NRG pedals are made by a guy called Neil Grimes. He also makes, hang on, let me get this.
If you've noticed a continuity error while Dan does that, I now have a cup of coffee on the pedal board. It's because we stopped while the workmen were doing the work outside. And who are you again? Lost my thread a bit.
So Neil Grimes made this, the Pura, which we had on the show last year. A spectacular sounding overdrive pedal, but he's doing a new series of these in the smaller enclosures. And if that is anything to go by, I'm very excited.
So we don't want to spend too long on this because this is a pick and mix, but BC107 is obviously a silicon transistor in the way that a BC183 or a BC108 is, which you would find in a fuzz pedal. But obviously it's configured differently in a boost because it doesn't sound very fuzzy.
Yeah.
So you don't have whatever else is required in a fuzz pedal.
Yeah, I mean, what if you cranked that up though? Because what's happened is we turned that up.
Yeah.
It's become gainier, and you'll see with that as you crank that up, same as you would with a fuzz face, it gets a lot gainier. That end of the gain of the
Okay, so
drive.
there's two things I want to do briefly then before we move on. One is just try it into the Matchless, but I'll juice the Matchless in the front end.
Yep.
And secondly, I want to see if it will boost my Gretsch in a way that I like.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, great. So
here's the sound of the Matchless. Here's the sound of the Matchless as is. And if Dan steps on the pedal now, I don't think I need to juice the Matchless any more than it's being juiced, but we'll do it anyway.
Yeah,
so all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the master volume and turn up the input gain on the Matchless. So here you go down.
okay, and now with the it's just so good. What I might do is reduce that amount of bottom end in there.
Yeah. Just to finish that little section, I'm now going to take the master volume out of the Matchless, so the master volume would essentially be on 10 by pushing the master volume switch in, and I'll just put it, turn the pedal off for a sec, Dan.
Yes, off.
And we'll just make the Matchless almost as quiet as it can possibly be. Now, to give you some idea of how loud that is in the room, just play a sec, Dan. If we had the dB meter, it would probably be peaking somewhere 85, 90, something like that.
Very, very happy.
Not very loud.
Yeah.
So then step on that then.
And then this is with it cranked, and I'll put a little bit more bottom end back in.
That's taken us from 85, 90 to well over 100. So it's a massive boost.
I love this.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool.
Very cool.
Are we back into happy land with the Matchless there? And the final question, sorry, I realise we're spending a lot of time on one pedal. This guitar is really weak compared to that one, so just play red for a second. So it's nothing like Red in terms of its output level. So what we normally do on 3-2-1, it's got a selectable gain buffery preampy thing. Just turn that up to max and I'll show you the difference. So if you don't have one of those at your disposal, can this do that job?
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah, too much, way too much. No is the answer to that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So it's not. It doesn't work as a transparent boost.
No, it's definitely that edgy,
Yep.
gritty treble booster type thing.
Yep.
Very cool.
For which it does a spectacularly
So good. That's
job.
going straight on my board.
Awesome.
Right. The Photon Fuzz. Now this is really interesting. This has been used by quite a number of bass players, but it's it's great for guitar as well. I think bass players like it because it's a great fuzz circuit, but it also has this dry blend.
Okay.
Okay. So if you give that some love.
Spent the day with Rabia Masad yesterday. That's what that's all about.
Man, that guy. Okay, so
Cool.
that's the fuzz side, but it also has you can kick in an octave as well.
Where's all that bottom end coming from? Is it got a bass control?
Yep. Can you just play that? I want to just I want to juice that with the treble booster for a second.
I was just doing a bit of Andy. If you haven't watched our video yet with Andy from Reverb Pro Guitar Shop,
Mr. Flicky Finger.
He uses the side of his thumbnail as a plectrum, which actually does work pretty well, actually, although I've just broken mine off. And a flicky finger for fast stuff. What's it for?
Making fuzzy noises.
Who's it aimed at?
People who like fuzzy noises.
Because very deliberate question. When I see that many controls on a fuzz pedal,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, what's this for?
Well, and it also has a whole bunch of dip switches inside. You can get really tweaky with the frequencies and things.
Do you know what lies at its heart in terms of transistors?
Well, so there's it's called the Photon Fuzz because it uses an infrared light, which is part of the circuit to create the fuzz. So it's a different thing, but I like it. I think for like modern fuzz tones, it's not the vintage thing.
That's kind of
modern.
where I was going with that. So it's not big muffy, it's not fuzz facey, it's not tone bendery. It's kind of for people who want to look beyond that. If you plug into any of those vintage style fuzzes and it doesn't do it for you,
sure,
then yeah, certainly sound. I like the octave. When you turn the bass down, I like the octave.
Yeah,
part of it a lot.
Yeah, very cool. Moving on. This is the ZVEX Vibrophase. Now, when we were in LA at NAMM, we saw the Candelabra phase, and this is the pedal version.
Yeah, so Zach built this amazing, if you haven't seen it, Google it, candle-powered phaser that he built because his brother's favourite pedal was Phase 45.
Right.
And he asked his brother, why do you like the Phase 45, not the Phase 90 or the Phase 100? And his brother's reply was that it was a 4-stage phaser and it sounded most like a Univibe, rather than all that extra phasing and super phasey. So that was his motivation for building the first phaser. But obviously it's impractical. If you've seen it, it's this incredible mechanical contraption. Google it. It's
unbelievable. So beautiful. It's the epitome of steampunk.
Yeah. It's an incredible thing, but of course you can't put it on your pedal board and it costs about $5,000. So
and the rest.
What was it?
$15,000.
$15,000. Just thinking what I wouldn't spend $15,000 on. Probably a candle-powered phaser. So it's this.
Yes. Okay.
Can I suggest we start with the because I'm so confused by lots of controls.
Okay.
Can we start with the suggested settings?
That's fine.
Slow phase, speed counterclockwise.
Yes.
Mix clockwise. Feedback to 2 or 3 o'clock. I think it means completely clockwise.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feedback to 2 to 3 o'clock. High bias at noon. Low limit at noon.
Cool.
See what you think of that.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, so this would be a good time to talk about the high bias and the low limit.
Okay.
If you just play, I'm going to turn the low limit down a sec.
Okay.
So apparently they control the voltage going to the phasey bit.
Right.
So they decide how much high or low you're going to get in the phase itself.
Beautiful.
Which is pretty cool if you like to tweak the EQ. Right, speed should be fairly self-explanatory. Daniel, if you wouldn't mind. And then, as the name implies, Vibrophase, all the way that way on that control is phaser, and then all the way this control, presumably.
That sounds so good. Awesome.
Out the park.
Yeah,
absolutely out the park. Brilliant. So so if you want it to sound vibrato, you don't use too much of this feedback control, because presumably that's what's then sending it to the phaser.
Well, the feedback control is if you look at the board behind you on the Musitronics, the phaser. Where's it gone? The Phasal 2. Must be somewhere. Anyway, it's basically
that one down the end there.
That one down the end there. You'll see on that it has a feedback control, and what that does is basically it sends a level of the affected signal back to the input, and it's the same sort of thing that flanges do. So it gives you that.
No, you can't touch it.
Sorry, dude. It gives
you have to let him get a good shot.
Sorry, man.
You can touch it in a minute.
The feedback control gives you that almost jet plane whooshy sound that they. That flanges so it's sort of a mix. It's sort of a nod to a flanger circuit, the feedback control. So if I turn the feedback control down, you get. Which is very traditionally phasery, but I want to turn it up. So winning, so love it, so good, so
you
good.
Can see, can't you? So they're sat there in the studio in the 70s going completely off their tits, going, what we need to do is put this on the whole mix. Because that sounds like Silver Machine.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Is it Hawkwind? Silver Machine? Is it Hawkwind?
Yeah, Hawkwind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Right. Yeah. Nailed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Marine layer reverb. We've had a quick look at this before, but I thought we'd just spend a couple more minutes on it because it's a really cool sounding reverb. strangely, it's not. There's no spring in it for a Fender reverb.
Well, Fender's explanation for that isn't strange at all.
Right.
Fender's explanation is, we already make the best spring reverb in the world.
Fair enough.
So trying to get it into a pedal, not so much.
Sure.
I'm not sure that was the official line, but it was part of the line.
Okay, so let's have a go. There are 3 types of reverbs. You've got hall, room, and special. So, Mick, if I...
Oh, nice. Nice. One's got a pitch shift on it, and one's modulated.
Okay, what, the special ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we turn the verb off on the amplifiers?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I would say leave that bit in the edit, Simon, so that people can A/B them.
Perfect. Okay.
So the two, we've got 2 rooms and 2 halls?
Yep, so...
And the rooms are presumably bigger and smaller?
Yeah, so let's try this. Room 1.
I like the highs.
Yeah,
thing.
so do I.
Can we get a really kind of small, roomy, splashy, bathroomy thing? Does that work?
Let's give that a go. I just want to hear what the filter does. Okay.
It might be specific to the special modes. That's quite cool, just to give you an idea of that on and off. That's good.
That's great.
And then so go right up to the craziest hall reverb.
Very good.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
Nice. Just one thing to do then.
Go on then.
And I believe it's my turn.
It is your turn. Awesome!